Chapter 5, Mishnah 5. From here until the end of the chapter, the Mishnah discusses the category of damage called bore, a pit, which includes obstacles that a person makes in a public space. If someone digs a pit in his private domain and opens it to the public domain, for example, he digs a pit in the public domain at an angle so that the floor of the pit is in his own property, or he digs a pit in the public domain and opens it to his private domain. For example, he digs in his own property at an angle so that the floor of the pit is under the public domain. Or he digs a pit in his private domain and opens it to another private domain that he owns. In all of these cases, he is obligated to pay for damages caused by the pit. In the preceding cases, the damager owned either the pit or its opening. The Mishnah now cites a case where the damager owns neither. If someone digs a pit in the public domain and an ox or a donkey or any other animal fell into it and died, he is obligated to pay for it. Even though the entire pit, the floor and its opening, is in the public domain, and no part of it belongs to the one who dug it, he is responsible for the damage that it causes. The Mishnah lists various types of pits for which one is liable if he digs or uncovers them. Whether one digs a typical round pit, a ditch, along a narrow pit, a vault, a square pit covered with a roof in which there is an opening, square pits that are uncovered, or wedge-like pits that are wide on top and narrow at the bottom. He is obligated to pay for the damage that they cause. If so, why is only a standard pit mentioned in the Torah in Exodus chapter 21, verses 33 and 34? This is to teach the following. Just as a standard pit is able to cause death because the standard pit is 10 tefachim deep, which is deep enough to kill an animal that falls into it, so too any other type of pit must be able to cause death. That is, it must be at least 10 tefachim deep. If any of these pits were less than 10 tefachim deep, and an ox or donkey fell into it and died, the digger is not obligated to pay because it is completely unexpected that such a shallow pit would cause an animal's death, and so the digger cannot be blamed. However, if an animal was merely injured by falling into it, a pit less than 10 tefachim deep, the digger is obligated to pay because even shallow pits cannot cause injury.